What could be more agonizing than those waves of remorse? It's undeniably one of the most distressing sentiments worldwide, don't you agree? Have you ever found yourself feeling guilty for not taking action on your aspirations, missing out on opportunities, or neglecting your well-being? Have you ever wondered about the game-changing ideas of Mahatma Gandhi, Confucius, Albert Einstein, Jean Piaget, Dr. Dweck, Dr. Daniel Kahneman, and Professor Dan Gilbert? How can their thoughts help us untangle the tricky threads of self-love and selfishness? What valuable gems of wisdom can we unearth from their teachings to make our lives better? Imagine diving into their minds, a journey that reveals insights into self-love and the balance between our needs and society's expectations. These moments of regret can weigh heavily on our minds and hearts. It's time to explore the art of overcoming regret and learn how to avoid it in the future through the lens of scientific insights. In this exploration, we'll delve into the strategies and techniques that can help us navigate life's decisions with greater clarity and confidence. Join me on this journey. Let's uncover the goldmine of wisdom from these thinkers. Apply their insights to understand ourselves and our world better. Together, let's embark on a quest to master the art of overcoming regret and embrace a future that's guided by wisdom and empowerment. How do regret and disappointment hold more value than expected, even outshining pride? Inquiries from researchers yielded surprising results when individuals were asked to rate the benefits of various emotions. Remarkably, regret outperformed pride. Interestingly, both regret and disappointment garnered significantly more positive responses than emotions like anger, guilt, or sorrow. Impressively, they even surpassed pride, which is typically deemed positive. This underscores the idea that people indeed recognize a certain value within regret. Why is this the case? Despite its discomfort, there is a perceived value in regret because it serves as a source of learning. However, is it possible to acquire wisdom without enduring that excruciating pang of regret? That's the crux of the matter, and the answer lies in comprehending the mechanics of regret. Let's delve into this further. What experiences trigger the most regret? Regrets associated with education, profession, romantic relationships, and parenting emerge as the most predominant. In fact, studies conducted by psychologists and behavioral researchers have identified the 6 most profound sources of regret: education, career, romance, parenting, self-improvement, and leisure. These categories are ranked in descending order of significance, with education taking the lead as the primary cause of regret. This might come as a surprise to many, but experts provide a logical explanation for this phenomenon. The science behind education. As a top regret, psychological studies, such as those conducted by Dr. Neil Rose at Northwestern University, shed light on why education often tops the list of regrets. Rose and his colleagues found that regret is more intense when opportunities for corrective action are readily visible. Feelings of dissatisfaction and disillusionment play a crucial role in fueling regret, especially in areas where we had the chance to make positive changes but didn't. While not entirely unforeseen, what insight can we truly glean from this? What unites these domains, evoking that agonizing feeling? Education, career, relationships, these spheres stand out due to the myriad possibilities that could have altered the course of our lives. Understanding regret, the weight of missed opportunities. Another striking observation from the research is that we tend to regret missed opportunities more intensely than actions taken. Over time, individuals of all ages and walks of life exhibit a tendency to regret the things they refrained from doing far more than the actions they actually undertook. This is why the most frequent regrets encompass not pursuing higher education, failing to seize profitable business prospects, and neglecting quality time with family and friends. The science behind regret for missed chances. Numerous studies in the field of psychology and behavioral economics provide insights into this intriguing aspect of human behavior. Psychologist Tom Gilovich, renowned for his research on decision-making and regret, has conducted extensive research shedding light on why missed opportunities haunt us more. According to Gilovich, our minds are wired to generate counterfactual thoughts. These are thoughts about what could have happened if we had made different choices. When it comes to missed opportunities, our minds naturally conjure up alternative scenarios that fuel our sense of regret. This cognitive process intensifies our emotional response, contributing to the profound regret we feel for things we didn't do. Cracking the code of regret, unraveling missed opportunities. The reason behind our enduring regret over missed chances is quite straightforward. We hold a special fondness for choices and feel disheartened when they slip away. But have you ever wondered why our lack of action seems to haunt us more persistently than the actions we've taken? Well, here's the scoop. Your mind employs a clever psychological defense mechanism. Your brain isn't keen on allowing regret to consume you indefinitely, so it teams up with you to offer some help. How does it go about it? It engages in rationalization. Humans are naturally skilled at finding silver linings. When you make a less than wise decision, that feeling of regret creeps in. Yet a part of your brain rapidly starts searching for the bright side. Maybe I should have left that dreadful job earlier, but sticking it out taught me some valuable things about myself. The marriage didn't work out as planned, but it did bless me with these wonderful children. We all do this, and it's our way of coping. But what happens when it's the lack of action that defines the situation? What about the times when you haven't acted at all? Learning from something you never experienced becomes quite a challenge. Finding silver linings for uncharted paths turns into a more formidable task. The science behind the silver lining seeker, the phenomenon of rationalization in the face of regret, is a fascinating subject explored by psychologists. Dr. Elliot Aronson, a prominent social psychologist, delves into this in his research on cognitive dissonance. He explains how our minds strive to reconcile conflicting thoughts and emotions by finding positive aspects in the choices we make. Similarly, Dr. Dan Gilbert, a renowned psychologist and author, discusses the brain's capacity for creating synthetic happiness. He explains that we have a natural ability to adapt and find happiness even in situations where we didn't get what we initially wanted. This plays a significant role in our ability to rationalize and find silver linings in our regrets. But why does inaction elicit more regret than action? One reason is that the psychological defense mechanism encounters greater difficulty generating positive and credible interpretations for inactions compared to actions. For instance, when our inaction leads us to reject a marriage proposal from someone who later attained stardom, we can't console ourselves by focusing on lessons learned, as there was no actual experience. As time elapses, it becomes more challenging to remember the rationale behind our inaction, as opposed to the reasons for our actions. However, addressing the regret stemming from inaction presents a more complex challenge. Dr. Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel laureate in economics and a pioneer in behavioral economics, points out that irrational fears often play a significant role in preventing us from taking action. Over time, these fears tend to fade, leaving us with a deep sense of remorse for the missed opportunities. According to Dan Gilbert, a prominent figure in the study of happiness and psychology at Harvard University, one reason behind the heightened regret associated with inaction is linked to how our minds process and interpret these choices. Gilbert suggests that our psychological defense mechanism encounters greater difficulty when attempting to generate positive and credible explanations for inactions compared to actions. For instance, consider a scenario where we decline a marriage proposal from someone who later achieves stardom. When reflecting on this inaction, we often struggle to find meaningful lessons or insights, as there was no tangible experience to learn from. As time passes, our memory of the rationale behind our inaction becomes fuzzier, making it harder to recall the reasons we chose not to act. In essence, regrettable inactions are tougher to reframe because, in hindsight, the justifications for not taking action often seem implausible over time. Therefore, most regrets tied to actions we've followed through with can be rationalized by our helpful cognitive processes. However, addressing the ache stemming from inaction poses a more daunting challenge. Jean Piaget's wisdom, embracing regret for personal growth. The remarkable insights of Jean Piaget, a renowned psychologist who dedicated his life to understanding how children learn and grow, offer a fresh perspective on conquering regret and achieving personal development. Born on August 9, 1896 in Neuchâtel, Switzerland, Piaget's work has greatly enhanced our understanding of how our minds evolve. Piaget's approach to overcoming regret is deeply rooted in his understanding of how our minds develop over time. He believed that mistakes should not be feared but embraced, as they are integral to the process of learning and growth. Piaget observed that as we go through life, our ability to think deeply and make thoughtful decisions also expands. He compared this growth to climbing a ladder, where each step represents a higher level of thinking and understanding. According to Piaget, regret can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and learning. Instead of dwelling on the negative feelings that come with regret, we have the opportunity to view it as a stepping stone toward greater wisdom. Just as a child learns to walk by stumbling and getting back up, we too can learn valuable lessons from our mistakes and use them to make wiser choices as we move forward in life. Piaget's insights have left a lasting impact on the field of psychology and continue to resonate with experts today. Dr. Angela Duckworth, a renowned psychologist known for her research on grit and perseverance, agrees with Piaget's perspective. She emphasizes that setbacks and regrets can be valuable teachers if we approach them with a growth mindset. Viewing regrets as opportunities for learning can ultimately lead to greater resilience and success. Confucius's wisdom, transforming regret into personal growth. The timeless insights of Confucius, a revered philosopher and educator from ancient China, continue to illuminate our path to self-improvement and wisdom. Born around 551 BCE in the state of Lu, China, Confucius's teachings on ethical conduct, education, and personal development remain a source of inspiration across generations. Confucius believed that regret has the power to propel us toward personal enhancement and self-improvement. He eloquently stated, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." This profound perspective encourages us to see mistakes and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as permanent obstacles. According to Confucius, overcoming regret involves a process of self-reflection, understanding, and action. He advised individuals to carefully examine their actions, especially when facing regret, to uncover the underlying reasons for their missteps. By gaining a clear understanding of the factors that contributed to unfavorable outcomes, we can then formulate a plan to correct these mistakes and make wiser choices in the future. Confucius's approach to conquering regret aligns with modern psychological insights. Dr. Dweck, a renowned psychologist known for her work on mindset, emphasizes the importance of adopting a growth mindset in the face of setbacks. She suggests that viewing regrets as opportunities for learning and improvement can lead to greater resilience and success. In essence, Confucius teaches us that the key to overcoming regret lies in harnessing its potential for growth. By embracing our mistakes as stepping stones on the path of personal development, regret evolves from a negative emotion into a catalyst for positive transformation. Learning from our falls and continuously rising enables us to ascend to higher levels of wisdom and virtue, just as Confucius envisioned. The profound insights of Mahatma Gandhi, a revered leader and advocate of nonviolent resistance, continue to inspire peace and wisdom across the world. Born on October 2, 1869 in Porbandar, India, Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence and civil disobedience played a pivotal role in India's struggle for independence from British colonial rule. Gandhi's perspective on overcoming regret centered around the power of forgiveness as a path to inner tranquility. He eloquently expressed this idea with the words, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Gandhi understood that holding on to regret and resentment could weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, hindering our potential for growth and contentment. Gandhi's teachings emphasized the courage and strength required to embrace forgiveness. He recognized that letting go of grudges and moving beyond past mistakes, both in our relationships with others and in how we treat ourselves, demanded significant inner strength. In Gandhi's view, forgiveness was not a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of inner resilience and determination. Modern psychological research supports Gandhi's perspective on forgiveness. Dr. Robert Enright, a pioneer in the scientific study of forgiveness, highlights the psychological and emotional benefits of forgiving oneself and others. Enright's studies suggest that forgiveness can lead to improved mental well-being, reduced stress, and enhanced relationships. Strategies for surpassing regret research suggests two pivotal inquiries to ask oneself. 1. Inquire, what lessons can be drawn from this? Regret serves a purpose, much like the warning light on a dashboard, signifying that something requires correction. Studies corroborate this notion. Regret intensifies when it involves situations within our power to rectify. Researchers refer to regret as an upward counterfactual. Essentially, this term denotes the comparison between actual circumstances and a more favorable alternative. In moderation, this mechanism proves beneficial. Contrast the actual outcome with the desired outcome and formulate insights on how to approach things differently in the future. 1. Pose the question, how might it have been worse? While an upward counterfactual aids learning, it eventually engenders the lingering ache of regret. How do we alleviate this pain, having learned our lesson? Here is where a downward counterfactual comes into play. Ponder, how could the situation have been worse? Research demonstrates that this approach mitigates the negative emotions linked with regret. Transform disappointment into gratitude. Transform, I can't believe I wrecked my car, I'm so foolish, into, I'm fortunate to have escaped the accident without harm. How wonderful. Employing both these questions creates a potent two-step strategy. Often individuals jump directly to the second question, bypassing the first. This provides momentary relief but lacks the learning component, leading to repeated errors. On the other hand, solely employing the first question without the second results in self-reproach without a constructive outcome. That said, prevention is often the best approach. How can we prevent new regrets from arising? The answer can be quite enjoyable, as we shall explore. Einstein's wisdom on regret, a path to contentment. Albert Einstein, born on March 14, 1879 in Ulm, Germany, had a natural curiosity that led him to explore phenomena like magnets, compasses, and light from a young age. His preference for independent learning often set him apart in school, where he pursued profound questions. Einstein offered a unique perspective on regret, likening it to a barrier that obstructs our journey to contentment. Imagine setting out on a voyage toward happiness and excitement. Regret is like a large rock blocking your path. If you keep focusing on that rock and regretting not taking a different route, you might get stuck, unable to move forward and reach your destination. Einstein proposed a different way to approach regret. He advised, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. What does this mean? It can be understood like this. We can't change the past, it's already done. However, we can gain insights from our actions and choices. The present is crucial because it's where we are right now. By focusing on what we're doing today and working towards our dreams, we can shape a better future. Einstein believed that as we keep moving forward, the influence of regret diminishes. It's like leaving that big rock behind and continuing your journey. Instead of dwelling on past regrets, we put our energy into making positive changes in our lives and in the world. Einstein's perspective aligns with modern psychology. Dr. Martin Seligman, a renowned psychologist, emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment and taking proactive steps to shape a fulfilling future. By shifting our attention from past regrets to current actions, we can cultivate a sense of well-being and purpose. Anticipating future regret, strategies to evade it. Numerous insights have emerged. Our minds habitually rationalize our errors. Regret over enacted decisions tends to be less acute and briefer than we anticipate. However, we tend to experience protracted anguish over unfulfilled actions. Consider the chart below by researcher Thomas Gilovich. The emotional toll of inaction eclipses that of action across nearly every category. Consulting the older generation about their life lessons regarding regret yields a recurring response. Seize opportunities with a resounding yes. What conclusions can be drawn from this? Nike's slogan encapsulates it succinctly: just do it. If the endeavor won't imperil your life, freedom, well-being, or relationships, contemplate embracing it. Embrace a hint of audacity. Your future self will undoubtedly express gratitude, or perhaps the rationalizing mechanisms will come into play. Additional regrets commonly expressed by older individuals pertain to unwarranted worry, a substantial waste of time. Invest fewer moments in apprehensions and allocate more time to contemplating the pursuits you wish to undertake in your lifetime. While guilt tied to imprudent actions fades, research demonstrates that enduring regret over missed opportunities can prove significantly more detrimental over time. Time-honored adages hold merit. Carpe diem, seize the bull by the horns. Dismiss this counsel and take my word. Regret will undoubtedly follow. This perspective aligns with modern psychology. Dr. Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel laureate and pioneer in behavioral economics, has extensively studied decision-making and regret. He emphasizes the importance of considering the potential for regret when making choices, especially in situations involving uncertainty. In summary, these insights and expert opinions guide us toward a more proactive and regret-minimizing approach to decision-making. By embracing opportunities and heeding the wisdom of those who have come before us, we can aim to live a life with fewer regrets and more meaningful experiences.